The most anticipated start of school for JCPS is now 2 weeks away. Tonight it's the countdown to the make good after last year's transportation disaster had kids getting home around 10 at night. Hello everybody, thanks for joining us on the night team. I'm Doug Proffitt. At the school board meeting tonight, we learned bus drivers have already been assigned their routes. WHAS11 night team's Taylor Woods and photojournalist Addie Hill heard directly from the JCPS superintendent. So Taylor, what do you have to say?
Well, Doug, JCPS Superintendent Dr. Marty Polio feels much better about this school year compared to last year, but right now the focus is all on Thursday, August 8th, when the buses roll on the new smaller transportation plan. It's important for families to check their new bus teller portal daily for updates until the first day of school.
And obviously learned a lot of lessons from last year, the hard way.
JCPS Superintendent Dr. Marty Polio is feeling more prepared as the start of the school year is approaching. He gave this update. The district has 561 bus drivers and 510 routes that are ready.
Our first scrimmage day is really August 1st, so they will have their completed routes with it done by that time.
JCPS is still counting on 70 TARC drivers coming to the district. 12 TARC drivers already have their special license, known as the S license. 58 of them are in the process of getting licensed.
But as these 58, which we're confident a significant number, and hopefully all of them will pass the S license training and have that done in the next 2 weeks.
Polio said once these TARC drivers pass their tests, he wants to bring a significant amount of students back into the transportation fold, but that won't happen until after school starts.
We will be focusing on free and reduced lunch at Mail, Manual, and Butler, and then all students at Johnson Traditional, Coleridge Taylor, and Young Elementary.
He's hoping for the improvement and possible increase in routes by early September. For now, families can continue to call the 485 RIDE hotline and the bus teller portal to access bus stop information.
Families need to check bus teller daily for updates.
Stipends will be available to most families driving their students to school, $5 a day for most families and $10 a day for free and reduced lunch families. Sign-ups start late August with payments scheduled to go out the week of September 9th.
If there are students going to multiple schools, they would be able to receive the stipend for multiple students.
Overall optimistic this year will be smoother than last year.
First day is always hard, but I feel really good about where we are at this point.
And every year, parents look to update or change their bus stop information for their student. And new this year, JCPS has created what they call a freeze period. It means no bus stops can be added until after school starts. This will allow drivers to focus on their routes for the first day. In studio, Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 night team on your side.
Thank you, Taylor. Also new tonight, the transportation disaster at the start of last school year did play a role in Superintendent Polio's annual job evaluation, which the school board approved tonight. Last year, he was rated as exemplary or accomplished in all categories. This year, however, the board had one score of needing improvement under human resource leadership. Dr. Polio was asked about the evaluation after tonight's meeting.
I would believe that's rightfully so. I mean, I think we need improvement, not necessarily in the human resources department, but in human resources. And I think that was a lot about shortage of bus drivers and what happened on the first day.
The school board left Superintendent Polio's salary at its current amount, and he currently makes a year $350,244. That'll be for the upcoming year. We also talked tonight to board chair Corey Scholl and longtime school board member Linda Duncan, who tell us that Polio did not request a raise, so they did not press the issue. However, the outgoing school board member, Chris Kolb, told us that, quote, he believes they should have given Polio a raise to make sure he remains in the job after this school year. Right now, new tonight, the Jefferson County Clerk's Office has announced once again that all of their offices and branches are going to be closed again tomorrow as they work to address a major ransomware attack. That attack closed offices today all across Louisville, leaving some customers frustrated.
I came here to get my tags renewed.
It was the last thing that I had to do for the afternoon.
A spokesperson for the county clerk's office confirmed the ransomware attack. That means files are now being held hostage for money. The clerk's office was not able to disclose how much money we're talking about and how much is being demanded, only saying that they're working with a security forensic company to get everything restored. We also talked to Adrian Lauf tonight. He's a computer science professor at U of L. He says attacks like these are becoming more common.
People are really quick to talk about the technology, but it's people behind the technology, right? So are cyber criminals getting more bold and feeling more empowered? Yes. Now, are there more people that have their entire digital lives stored on either cloud providers or local computers? Yes. Is the economic downside of a ransomware attack higher than ever before? Yes. So you got to follow the money.
Interesting information there. While the clerk's office works to get everything back open if they can, they say you can still mail in your documents, by the way, or leave them at an official Jefferson County Clerk's drop box. Well, our chief meteorologist Ben Pine is here with us tonight on the night team. He is walking us through that forecast, and you're spotting a little rain on that live Max HD radar, Ben.
Yeah, most of it dodging our area here, Doug. There is a few light rain showers left over, mainly in southeastern Kentucky. So mostly dry for tonight. As we look at your planner for your Wednesday, tomorrow, 70s in the morning and quiet. A bit muggy out there again, 82 degrees at noon. Your forecast high up to 88 degrees with a few pop-up storms. Now, we've had 80s for a long time, but we're really going to crank up that heat coming up in our full forecast. We'll have all the details just ahead.
Thank you very much, Ben. A Norton Commons pediatrician who pleaded guilty in a murder for hire plot is now accused of trying it again while she's been sitting in jail. Stephanie Russell pleaded guilty to murder for hire and stalking in April after trying to hire a hitman to kill her ex-husband. In a sentencing document, prosecutors say just one day after that plea deal, they learned Russell was, quote, soliciting other female prisoners in a renewed effort to find someone to murder her ex-husband. Prosecutors say at Russell's request, a fellow inmate sent information to her boyfriend about where Russell's ex lived and other personal information. The prosecution is asking that she be sentenced to 12 years, the higher end of the possible sentence. A memo from the defense argues the allegations shouldn't be taken into consideration for sentencing until the court reviews the evidence. Russell is scheduled to be sentenced coming up on the 31st of July. A 15-year-old is facing charges for a shooting at Louisville's Waterfront Park after thunder over Louisville had ended in April. A Metro Police spokesperson says detectives arrested the teenager at his home yesterday. Police say he shot another teenager in the parking lot under I-65 of Waterfront Park at about 10:15 the night of thunder as those big crowds were leaving right after the fireworks. The victim was expected to survive. Investigators say the victim and suspect knew each other and that it was a targeted shooting. The teenage suspect is charged with assault. The Vice President, Kamala Harris, hit the campaign trail today for the first time since President Joe Biden dropped out of the race. Tomorrow, she's going to be speaking in Indianapolis. Harris has enough delegates to become the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee. And as ABC News reports, the former President Donald Trump and running mate J.D. Vance are now pivoting to campaign against her.
Tonight, Vice President Kamala Harris is in the Midwest, making her appeal to the middle class, now as the leading presidential candidate for the Democratic Party.
Building up the middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency.
In the 2 days since President Joe Biden dropped out and endorsed Harris for president, she has received overwhelming support from top Democratic leaders. And today in Wisconsin, her first stop since kicking off her campaign, the VP was greeted with cheers. Her message focused in on her record as Attorney General of California and threats to abortion access.
We who believe in reproductive freedom will stop Donald Trump's extreme abortion bans because we trust women to make decisions about their own body and not have their government tell them what to do.
Former President Donald Trump off the trail since Saturday, targeting Harris on social media, and today on a call with reporters.
She's the same as Biden, but much more radical.
Trump continues to bring the southern border front and center in his campaign, linking Harris to the Biden administration's policies. And he did say he's willing to debate her.
I think debating is important for a presidential race. I really do. I think that you have to you sort of have an obligation to debate. If you're the candidate of the Republican Party.
Trump hosts a rally in battleground North Carolina on Wednesday. Harris campaigns in Indiana. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Now, picking up on that, Vice President Harris will be in Indianapolis tomorrow to address the Zeta Phi Beta Sorority National Convention. And WHAS11's Isaiah Kim Martinez and senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton will be there as well, covering it all as Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear is still in play as a possible vice presidential candidate on her ticket. Look for their coverage on our evening news tomorrow.